Hey, everybody. So today on the podcast, we are going to be talking about Brandon Sanderson, introverts, and burnout. That's today on the Broken Salespeople podcast. Hey, Broken Salespeople. Welcome to the workshop. My name is Red Staffstrom, and today we are here to help you fix your broken sales skills. So I want to talk about Brandon Sanderson. If you don't know who he is, that's probably justified. He is super, super popular in a very tight niche. He is a extremely prolific science fiction and fantasy author. Think J.R.R. Tolkien, Lord of the Rings, Wheel of Time, like massive, massive tomes of books. Some of his books I've listened to on Audible, and they are over 30 hours long. I don't know what the page count is, but it's excessive. Um, Extremely high quality, extremely prolific, usually coming out with 2 books a year that are massive. And these aren't just thrillers, these are set in worlds that he creates from scratch, with their own laws of physics in them in many cases. It's not just like Harry Potter, it's not wave a magic wand and it's done. There is hard rules behind a lot of it. It's pretty amazing the way he writes. I highly suggest um, listening to his books, reading his books, whatever platform you're interested in. But that's not why I'm talking about him. 8 days ago, I just came across the video now because I don't follow him that closely. Uh, he released a video, and the video was about coming clean with some secrets that he's had. I highly suggest you look that up first. Hit pause on this podcast, look that up. It was a great video. It was extremely entertaining. I don't want to give it away yet if you haven't watched it. So take a second, go to YouTube, Brandon Sanderson, Brandon, Brandon, Sanderson, Son, at the end. And it's I Have to Come Clean is the title of the video, I believe. So why am I talking about this? If you didn't watch the video, I'm going to spoil it now. Over the last few years with quarantine, with everything else going on, he has not been active on the convention circuit the way he had before. He said he would travel from 90 to 120 days per year. Up to 4 months on the road, talking to people, going to conventions, being on planes, etc., 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 etc. By being able to work from home, he has gotten to be much more productive at what he loves. He has been able to really dive down and focus on creating stories, creating these massive worlds. Over the last 2 years since quarantine, considering today, as of recording, is the 9th of March, over the last 2 years with the shutdown, he has written 5 novels. 5 of them, in addition to what he normally does, and he was extremely prolific to begin with. Now, for those of you guys who don't know, on average, the average novel, let's call it 400 pages or so, generally takes about 9 months to write. He's pretty much writing a full, massive novel every 3 months on average. If you look through everything that he's created, it is astonishing how quick he is writing. But what does that have to do with sales? What does that have to do with what I talk about? Well, first, let's talk about the dollars. The Kickstarter to see these extra books, to get access to these books, where you get an additional story every quarter from him. It has raised $26 million. I have the screen up right now. It is 26.4 million, and it just went up by another $500. This is an insane Kickstarter. I think it's probably one of the top that's ever been. I don't know the stats, but I know like Wormwood has had really high with their modular gaming table. I know Critical Role has had an extremely successful Kickstarter, but I don't think anyone's come close to this 26 million before. This is excessive. The goal was 1 million. He has 26x'd it. In the sales world, to beat quota by 26 times, it's phenomenal. So that's one reason I'm talking about it. Two is because of some other areas that I'm passionate about. Working from home and introversion. Introverts get drained by constant social interaction. It pulls us away from what we want to be doing, and then we have to recharge. We need to refocus. That is not easy for all of us to do. That distraction takes away a lot. I know when I work in an office and I'm writing an email, any distraction completely takes me off task. It's not so much ADD as it's just I was in a mode, I knew where I was going, and now I have to restart and retrace my steps. It just doesn't work that way. So by Brandon Sanderson having the ability to work from home, to work in an environment where he is the most comfortable, you can see the output to make 26 million because he was able to work in a way that he is comfortable is mind-blowing to all of us. The next thing I want to talk about is burnout. Now, it's easy to blame burnout on work, but that is way too overly simplistic. It really is. The work isn't what burns us out. It's all the extras in many cases. I like sales. I like having deep conversations where I feel like me and the person across the table are attacking a problem together, that I am there trying to solve their problem. I like that part of sales. What is draining to me is updating a CRM. What the small talk that I have to make, talking about the weather, talking about, did you see the game last night? That's what drains me. It takes me away from my task, and now I have to refocus what I'm trying to do. Sanderson has been able to put himself in a position where he is most productive all the time, where he's not trying to write in an airport or trying to write after a long day of conventions. He's able to sit at the house and write stories that he is passionate about. The writing isn't what burns him out. That work isn't the problem. It's the extras. It's all the additional things that he has to do that really just beat him up and drain him down to nothing. By allowing him the position, you can see what the output is. People don't need to be micromanaged. If they found a position they love, all you need to do is give them a goal and give them autonomy. That's it. And you can see the way the rewards can kind of trickle in from there. So yes, from a sales perspective, Brandon Sanderson has knocked it out of the park, but the reason he was able to do so was because he understood what he needed. He understood what he was passionate about and was given the freedom to pursue that in the way he wanted to, without burnout, without extra travel, without a commute. It really speaks volumes of being able to allow people to work from home. And I highly suggest, whenever you can, give people that option. So, once again, this has been the Broken Salespeople podcast. Please follow me on any and all platforms, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn. I am more than open to connection requests on LinkedIn as well. Feel free to fire one off. I'm happy to answer whatever questions you have. You could also visit my website, brokensalespeople.com, a ton of free training, a ton of free blogs, and keep an eye out for the Introvert Sales course that is coming in the very, very near future. Until next time, go fix yourself.